The events of August 29, 2005 will be recorded as one of the worst natural disasters in American history. It will also go down as one of man's best moments in lending a helping hand to his devastated neighbors. Katrina was the most destructive and costliest natural disaster in the history of the United States. The total damage from the hurricane is estimated at over $81 billion, nearly double the cost of Hurricane Andrew. Collision Industry Relief, a division of the National Auto Body Council, was formed to assist collision repair industry professionals victimized by natural disasters such as Hurricane Katrina. Coming back from Katrina is the story of one industry reaching out to help its own. It is the story of steadfast determination and strength, and also of pure humility. The following interviews and footage were shot in May of 2006.
So tell us, guys, who you are.
Calvin Shank. I'm the owner of Carcraft Incorporated. We in Chalmette, Louisiana. I've been here 38 years.
Hi, I'm Stephen Bodie with Mike and Jerry's Paint and Supply out of Metairie, Louisiana.
What happened after Katrina hit?
We got back right after the hurricane a week later and saw just total devastation. Over a foot of marsh, mud, and grass inside all the buildings, all the vehicles underwater. Doors to the shop all blown down. One of the walls had blown down to one of our mechanic shops. Just total devastation everywhere.
I'm Mike Pike from Slidell, Louisiana. I own Pike's Collision Center. And when we pulled up, we actually pulled in a body of mud roughly a foot and a half thick. Trees laying over everywhere. All the fencing was destroyed, blown down. And the entire left side of the shop, all the siding, partial of the roof, doors, they were all destroyed and blown off.
My name is Jerry Sebring. This is Slidell, Louisiana, and it's Robert Levis Chevrolet Cadillac. This part stayed like this for about 2 days, then it got here. That's where it was when we were in here trying to work, until you opened the doors, you know, and it started flowing out.
I mean, you still had water in the building?
Oh.
When you came here and opened the doors, the water came out?
One of the few things that happened right after the storm, of course, when we all met here and opened up our toolboxes and seen the devastation and knowingly that we lost every single thing that we had made a living with. Some of the guys, including myself, decided that we may be out the business forever. We weren't sure what was going to happen in this area and how we were going to survive. We truly did decide that back then that no matter what, we wanted to stay here. And we weren't sure how that was going to work and how we were going to make a living. So we decided back then that no matter what, we were going to stay. There was nothing going to make us leave.
My name is Chris Antonatis, and I'm with Champs Collision Centers of New Orleans, Louisiana. 5 of our 7 stores had some kind of storm damage to it. If not wind, a flood. This store that you're at now had 4 feet of water throughout the whole shop.
Handling things post-Katrina, personally, did it affect you? Have you had any?
That's the worst.
Yeah.
Was the personal of losing my cousin. He started out here right out of high school and lost his life
During the storm. I'm sorry to hear that. Tell us what it's been like the last 9 months and coming back and rebuilding.
Well, when we got back, you know, we spent about 3 to 4 weeks, me and a couple of guys, just cleaning up. We started with just a mechanic shop first, trying to get it cleaned out.
How many people in the shop lost their homes?
Lost their homes? I'd say everyone except maybe 1 or 2 which were on the outside edge. And basically they were on a high ridge, and that's how they salvaged their homes.
We were listening to the news media. We were looking at photographs and video on the internet. And we couldn't get into the city to see what our property was like.
We got here September 2nd, my son and I. My son does clearing, so he had some bobcats and equipment. And from September 2nd till November 14th, I think it was, or 17th, is how long it took us to clear the debris. 380 cars that went underwater, sheetrock the buildings, redo the electrical, stuff like that.
Mike, how did you feel inside?
Actually feels like it knocks all the wind out of there. I've been in Slidell all my life, going on 56 years, and I've always heard about the big one, and each time we would have a storm threat, I would tell my employees, y'all, it won't be so bad. We might get a little bit of water, we might lose some tin, it won't be so bad. So it made a believer out of me.
My name is Philip Rochelle, they call me Doc. From the time that the storm hit, it took us 3 days to cut our way out with chainsaws to find out how great the devastation was. For months, worrying how I was going to make a living, what I was going to do. To be able to come back to work here, to have tools that I can perform the work with, I'm more than grateful. My wife is grateful, my family's grateful.
The Industry Relief Foundation was fantastic. We were able to contact the Collision Industry Relief Foundation, and they were able to get us, my guys, toolboxes and tools and starter kits and our paint guns and paint facility products and everything else that we needed to get started. Because the 10 technicians that we had here and 7 painters all lost everything because the water was at bottom box height at 4 feet, and so everything was locked up by rust or contaminated with the pollution that was in the water. So it was pretty nasty. It was a pretty nasty sight.
So Jerry, what are you leaning on there?
This is the tools and toolbox that was donated by the Collision Industry Relief Program. They not only give you a toolbox, they supply you with all the tools that you need to work with. I mean, from minor stuff to the major stuff. The paint guns, everything a person needs to get back on their feet and make a living.
Well, we were able to make our own check again. In other words, we were able to make money and not just sit around trying to, think about how we're going to do it. When we actually had the tools to actually make the money, everything seemed to fall in place then.
I was in a shop in Slidell, and we were talking to the owner, and we were videotaping him as well, and in the background was all this air ratchet noise, and we were trying to work while that was going on, and I said, you know what, I know as a shop